And looking at those events in Israel and Gaza today and what could be next, we're joined by Cedomir Nestorovic. He's Professor of Geopolitics at ESSEC Business School Asia-Pacific. Professor, we just heard our correspondent Nick Harper there referring to Mr. Trump basking in the glory in the Israeli Knesset. This glory, you might argue, is earned, at least for this moment.
Of course. Good evening. It is his moment of glory because he was working very hard on this in order to have some kind of ceasefire, also the exchange of hostages against the prisoners. Concerning the second phase, which is having a peace treaty and the reconstruction of Gaza, I think we have to wait a little bit for that. But at least we have the ceasefire and we have the exchange of hostages and prisoners. And this is a very big victory because besides him, nobody else has the power and also has the will in order to go to the end for this kind of negotiation.
First, when we say wait a little bit to see what happens in, I suppose, crucially, the second phase, which involves demilitarization and security, and the third phase, which would be governance and, I suppose, the structure of governance within Gaza, what are we waiting for before we know whether these things might actually happen?
Exactly. So, of course, on the paper, it seems to be quite straightforward. So we have the Palestinian Authority taking over all the different territories, including Gaza. But in Gaza, the Palestinian Authority practically did not exist. It was completely assumed by Hamas. So it is hard to imagine that Hamas will give up everything, that it will be completely demilitarized and give the power to someone else. They were fighting hard in order to have a monopoly of power in Gaza, so probably they will not do this in the peaceful time. And I think that they will negotiate on one side to have the military force and on the other side to have the political say, at least in Gaza, if not for the whole Palestinian Authority.
So if this is a major point, that Hamas does disarm so that Israel might be prepared to actually pull its troops back and a stabilization force can move in and take over security in Gaza. But if, as you suggest, Hamas, even at this point, you do not see it willingly give up its weapons, how are we even going to move into the second phase of this peace deal?
Exactly. So it will be very difficult to imagine this now. There are several scenarios. I think the most plausible scenario is that Hamas will transform itself into something else. So it can be the defense forces of Gaza. It can be the police forces of Gaza. So the term Hamas will be quietly put on the side, but the same people and the same weapons will still be present there. So this is the way how everyone will say Hamas has been eradicated, but in fact, we have the same people and the same weapons in order to continue to work in Gaza.
Given the contradictions that you see even now, would you argue that Mr. Trump's approach, which is to perhaps in some instances gloss over the difficulties and just say there will be success, we will deal with these issues when we get to them, this might be, in this particular case, for this issue, the best approach?
He can also say, look, this is the moment of glory for myself. So this is the moment of joy for everyone. I succeeded, Mr. Trump, I succeeded to bring the ceasefire and the exchange of prisoners against the hostages. For the second stage, please, you, Israel, Hamas, Palestinian Authority, and the neighboring countries, try to work together. Don't ask from me everything. I am here to help you, but I cannot decide everything on your behalf. So I believe that this is how he is going to continue.
Thanks for joining us this evening, Cedomir Nestorovic from ESSEC Business School Asia-Pacific.